Okay, so welcome to today's feedback session, and we're going to do it very, very quickly today. My intention is to spend the first 15 minutes giving you feedback on formatting, and thereafter I'll create another video where I'll be giving you feedback on the quality of information. Alright, so right off the bat, let's start. On the cover page, I have noticed a significant improvement in the overall design of your cover page. So I wouldn't be able to fault anything here, probably except for some typographical error that you made here. You need to be careful about typographical errors. As you can see, I have this plugin. I would advise that you download Grammarly. It's a free plugin that you can install on your Microsoft Word that helps you to point out grammatical errors that you may have in your written copy. Okay, if you notice, you also made some grammatical spelling error rather. Yeah, so this is training. Alright, so that's been corrected. Then we move on to the next page. Now you have the table of contents. Now I think you got this correctly, but I am not satisfied with the way it looks. I wouldn't like it to be boldened. If you noticed, that last time I showed you an example of a table of content, it was the text was not boldened. I prefer it this way, okay? Except you have a case. Let me give you an example. So if I have section 1 to be let's say executive summary, and I want to also do a section 1.1, then I can make the 1.1 unboldened, right? Like executive summary, then probably introduction, something like this. This is okay if you have a main section heading and then a sub section under it, and you can make the main section heading boldened while the subsection is not boldened. That's fine. Okay. In this case, I I corrected the fact that you need to always number your section headings, but you've not implemented that here. I don't know, where your section 1 is, where your section 2 is. This is, as far as table of content is concerned, this is not the way I expect it to be done. You're supposed to have your section headings here, 1.0. This is meant to be the page number, not the section number. This is not correct. 1.1.1, this is meant to be the page number. For instance, 4, for instance, 5. I don't know how you went ahead to do this. This is not correct. Okay. I'll come back to it. The way to do your table of contents is simple. Here you have section 1.0, right? Simple. You highlight it. It should be 16 Sego UI. Wonderful. Then you come over here and change the text style to heading. You can use heading 1, 2, 3, or 4. I prefer using heading 1. So you use heading 1. Click on heading 1, and that's it. It could change the text color and all of that. Then you come over, centralize, and you change it back to Sego UI. Yeah, that's how you do it. Okay, and then you're good to go. Once you're done with all of that, you then come back to your table of content here, and all you need to do is update. It will update the table of content correctly with the page number and the section number on it. Now, I also corrected the fact that you're not meant to have anything bolded in the body of text. It's wrong. Okay, nothing should be bolded. Everything should be plain, right? And you're not meant to also have hypertext. I don't understand why I'm saying this. I made corrections to this. If you want to make references, you use footnotes, not hypertext. So this is meant to be okay. So you want a footnote at the end of this. You come over here, references, insert footnote, and then you can obviously this is wrong. This is the text hyperlink. You're meant to have the actual link, the URL, right, pasted here, but I don't have the URL, right? So that's how you do it. You go ahead and use footnotes, not use hyperlinks. That's wrong. What else? I also mentioned that not everything that you find on a web page is to be copied. For instance, what does this mean? This has no relevance here. It really has no relevance. Global dental 3D market, blah 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 blah. You're not analyzing anything. You're just providing what was provided to you on that web page, and that web page was simply an overview of what is contained in a paid for market report, right? It's a premium market report, and in that market report they were not going to give you any details as to all of these ones. It's just an overview. You didn't need to put that here. These are overviews. You didn't need to put it here. This is a bit of an analysis. Okay, you can put this, but not the overview that has no relevance. Not America. This has no relevance. It has no relevance. Okay, so the second correction I want to make is that not everything that you find on the web page needs to be pasted. Remember the rule that I gave. If you are not going to read it, do not paste it. Everything that you paste here should be something that you read and you considered it fit to be included in your report. That's a very important rule, please. By the way, there's another thing I want to correct here. Instead of us having only 3 paragraphs, ideally a paragraph is meant to communicate a new idea or a new information, or a new chunk of information. So I would personally break this up to something like this, and this looks more decent. I'll also break this up a bit, starting from here. Okay, because when you have everything jammed together like this, it's called having a wall of text, and walls of text make it difficult for you to be able to read. For instance, would you prefer reading this way or reading it this way? Reading it this way. Let's do. Which one makes for an easier reading? That one or this one? Obviously this one, right? That's how I want you to arrange your paragraphs. Okay, so we move on to the next. This will be 2.0. Again, you come over here, you change to section heading, right? You centralize, you do all of the editing, and then this one becomes 2.1, right? Again, bolded, heading, and then you change to Sego UI. Okay, this is what this is meant to be 14. I said all subheadings are 14, not 16. This is 14, not 16, please. Okay, and this is Sego UI. So I'm I'm not sure anymore. You have this part of it is Times New Roman. This part of it is Sego UI. I'm not sure anymore. Okay. You know, what I would want is that whenever I make a correction, you implement, so we don't keep going back to the same things that we've already corrected. I'm sure I corrected this yesterday, that you're meant to have just one font type throughout the entire report. I'm not happy that I'm saying this. This is meant to be Times New Roman because you started with Times New Roman. 12 font because you started with 12 font. And you are never meant to have a link pasted like this. I told you you're meant to use a footnote. I'm hoping that I don't see this same mistake in today's work, because it will just delay our progress. I'm hoping to be able to see some improvement, please. Times New Roman 6 font. I mentioned that yesterday. You're not meant to have this. Look at this. This is ugly looking, right? This is not meant to be this way. It's not. This is not the URL. This is not the URL. You could have typed this on Google search page, but that is not the URL. The URL is the URL of the actual website or the blog or wherever you got this chat from. And all you're simply meant to do is to come over here, source www.thaturl.com. That's what you're meant to do. It's meant to be this way. By the way, let me check something. I mentioned yesterday that your line spacing, can you see? You didn't adhere to the guideline. Your line spacing is meant to be 1.5. This is meant to be 0. This is meant to be 0. And then you have it this way. This is what I expect. The first thing that I will check tomorrow in your reports is this. Okay, what I just corrected now. The first thing I want to do is Control A, and I'll check if your line spacing is 1.5. Or better still, let's do it this way. I think it's better if we check per page. Obviously the line spacing of the cover page sometimes resets, so you could have it fixed for 1.5 and it could go back to a default line spacing. So I think I will just go ahead and check per page. Checking per page even still isn't giving me what I was supposed to see. This is meant to be 0, 0 and 1.5 this way. Okay, and then all we need to do is to break it up like this. This is what I expect to see. Okay, this looks too clustered. This makes for an easier reading because I can see the spaces. This one is too jam-packed, so I'll move this here to the next page. I'll have to continue this because I think my 15 minutes is up. Okay, I think I really need to continue because I have some things to correct here. So